5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This your boy T-Lo.
Yo, what's Gucci? This your man Tweet.
What up, y'all? DJ Kid Fresh.
What's up? This your boy RL.
And we're next.
And you're rocking with The Rebirth every Monday at 7 p.m.
With your host, Shea, Marriott.
Let's go.
And Eli Isabel. At Philly Jam 95.3 FM.
Good evening and welcome to the Rebirth on Philly Jams 95.3 FM. I'm your host, Shea Marriott. What's going on, y'all? And of course, beside me is the one and only Mr.
Eli Isabel, a.k.a. The South Got Something to Say.
A.k.a. The South Got Something to Say. What up, friend? Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. Happy almost end of April. What is going on?
I know. How
it's
about
almost
that?
Christmas.
Oh, Lord.
Listen, you blink.
No,
you
I
blink,
know.
you're going to be going Christmas shopping.
You're right. You are absolutely right.
It's
you are
crazy.
absolutely right. It is crazy.
Time is moving.
It's crazy. Yes. Welcome to the Rebirth, everybody. Happy Monday. I hope you guys had a great weekend. It was a beautiful weekend for the most part.
Yes.
The weather was nice.
Saturday.
Yeah. You know what I did?
What you do?
Look, I remember what I did.
All right, okay.
Absolutely. On Saturday, I actually did some gardening.
I was about to say you.
Yes. Can you bring it down in my ear, please? Thanks.
Okay, so you
music
playing
is a
it?
little bit loud. Sorry about that. Yeah, I had to do some gardening, and we had a great time doing it.
Okay.
However, the next day, it was a lot. A lot of pain.
Oh, I know you were sore.
Oh,
yeah,
sore.
You got to stretch before you get down there and get to doing all
I
that.
was crazy sore, man. It was crazy because we both was walking around there smelling like Bengay.
Jeez. You know they got stuff that don't have a smell now.
Yeah. That's the stuff don't work. I need the stuff that smells so you know it's working.
Did you lay mulch and everything?
Yeah, in the back. Oh, the Oasis.
Oh.
We marched the Oasis out in the back.
Wow,
So
the she
the
she
she
back.
shed. But how about this? We still got the front and the sides to do. So
Woo.
Yeah. So that was my weekend. Saturday,
Wow.
I healed. I went to church. Went to church with my friend Levante.
All right.
And I read the scripture at her church.
Why did you do that?
Because she asked me to. It was the re-entry of Coleman Memorial Church in Newcastle.
Entry of Coleman.
Yeah, because they had a fire like 2 years ago.
Oh, okay.
So
and they just coming back.
Yeah, so it was a re-entry, and she asked if I would be a scripture reader.
And what scripture
And
did you read?
I did good, friend. I read from the book of John 17, verses 20 to 23.
Oh, snap.
Amen.
What
No,
does it say?
that's it.
Just paraphrase it.
No.
Paraphrase it. You can't paraphrase it? You don't know. You must have read from the.
I did read from it. I didn't say I memorized it.
I
said,
know. What Bible did you read from? The King James?
It's the NVI or something like
you read
that.
from the For Art Thou Bible.
No, I ain't saying nothing like that.
Oh, okay.
It was like plain English, like I'm
okay,
talking now.
Oh,
so
all right.
whatever version that is.
Were you nervous? You know
what? I was, which is crazy.
Did they stand when you read the Lord's word?
They did. They did. And I had to say, because it's a Methodist church, so I had to say, wait a minute, I'm going to tell you what I had to say at the end.
Oh, wow.
If I still have it.
Not amen?
No, it wasn't. It was, wait a minute, I'm going to tell you what I had to say. Hold on.
So you got
do I have
notes.
it for the word? Okay. Oh, word of God for the people of God. And then everyone says, thanks be to God.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's different.
Yeah.
It's kind of neat.
My anxiety came from me remembering to say that at the end.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Because different churches, that's the Methodist church. So, it's different for whatever your, denomination is. So I was just like, okay, remember to say that. And, my friend, she had me all hooked up because she had already wrote it down on the thing.
Oh,
but I
you
still
got
had
the
to
cheat sheet.
remember.
You
Yeah.
had the cheat sheet.
And I did a good job. I think I did a good job. I was emphasizing and everything.
Well, I would have loved to have
Yeah.
seen it. Did anybody record that?
It was on, it
They got a
should be
link?
on there because it was on Facebook Live.
So you're in the very beginning.
I'm like in the middle.
All right now.
Yeah,
Look
after
at
the
you.
praise dancers.
Scripture reader.
Yeah, Amazing Grace praise dancers. They did their thing.
Add that to your title. List of things you
Yes.
accomplished.
How about
Author,
that?
scripture reader, Oasis builder. So what would have happened? What you think would have happened at the end of your scripture if you would have said, "All praises due to Allah"? What do you think would have happened? After
I
you
don't
said
know.
that?
And I don't even want to think of what would have happened. Oh, my gosh.
See, that's something I would have did.
You know what?
All praises due to Allah.
I would have passed out.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. How
That's
about
what's
you?
up.
How was your weekend?
Saturday morning, it was like you said, it was a beautiful day. I got on a bike. I rode 20 miles, 20.6.
Okay.
I jump started my 10-week fitness. I'm in this little fitness challenge. I jump started that. So now you're looking at no just meat and protein and vegetables. However that protein comes. Protein and vegetables.
Protein and vegetables.
Yes. So I
Okay.
am going to post my before and after pictures after I get my 6-pack back that I had like in 2019, 2020. I'm itching to get him back.
Okay.
I had my high school stomach back in three
That's what's
years
up.
ago.
That's what's up.
So we trying to get back there. I cut my grass afterward. Then it stormed a little bit after. So I got everything I
It
needed to
did.
do outside. But you know the
Yeah.
beautiful thing was I sat in the garage and just watched the rain. Like I love that.
And that breeze felt good.
Oh, my
That
God.
breeze felt so good.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome. And did you? I unlike you, I did not go to church yesterday.
Okay.
I spent the day watching the playoffs, NBA.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a good weekend.
Yeah. Good
Definitely
weekend.
good
Good weekend.
We got to hook that wine thing up we supposed to be doing.
I'm waiting. Listen, we waiting on y'all.
Yeah.
We ready.
I forgot about that. We
We
gotta
stay
do
ready.
that.
Well, we're not supposed to drink during this challenge, but we'll make an exception for the. I was about to say for the Marriott. I better not say that. We'll make an exception for you and Shannon.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it just rolled out because I don't know his last name. I know
Myrick.
for the Myrics.
Yes.
Shea Myrick. All right.
Okay,
I love it. I love it.
Still got another year and some months.
So Shay, did you know? As of yesterday, that Delaware became the 22nd state in this here country that has legalized marijuana for recreational use.
I did know that. Yes.
Can we get an applause for that, Jen?
Yes, I did know that.
Dang.
Isn't that something?
Y'all be just.
Well, finally, I mean, everybody else is doing it, so we might as well follow suit.
And people smoking all day, every day, anywhere, anyway. Like, what do we?
Right.
And cops ain't even pulling people over for that anymore, anyway. At least I don't see, So, yeah, Delaware, state of Delaware, welcome to the marijuana game.
Yeah.
We need to figure out a way to get into this dispensary business.
Yeah. And let me tell you what else is going on in Delaware.
What else is
So,
going on?
a couple weeks ago, we had the pleasure of interviewing the gentleman that was over the Avello. Hello,
Yes.
Avello. Yes.
Steven?
Yes.
Steven?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, him.
Avello Airlines.
Yes. So Avello Airlines have added 9 more cities
Wow.
that they are going to be flying from.
he
So
said
that's
that
very
too.
exciting. Yeah, that's very exciting.
Wow.
And
so where are they going?
They are going to be going to Nashville, Tennessee,
Okay.
Raleigh, Durham, North Carolina,
Okay.
Greenville, Spartanburg, South Carolina, Charlestown, South Carolina, Savannah, Georgia. Now, I don't know if this pronounced Head or Head, South Carolina. Is it Head? H-E-A-D.
Hilton Head.
Oh, Hilton Head. Oh,
And
that's together.
Charleston, South Carolina.
Okay, well, they gave me South.
You said Charlestown, like the casino.
Oh,
in
Charleston.
Maryland.
Oh, Charleston, South Carolina. Savannah, Georgia. Hilton Head,
Hilton Head, like your
South
head.
Carolina.
Yep.
Wilmington, North Carolina. Daytona Beach, Florida.
Awesome.
Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And Cocoa Beach, Florida.
Hello, Avello.
Yeah, so they doing it
He
over
said
there.
they were expanding.
9 more cities. So that's awesome.
Yo, shout out
Yeah.
to that brother, man.
Where would you like to see them go?
Wow, I want to see a direct flight into Turtle. Right to the crib. Ain't like they got no. We got plenty of land out there, farmland. They can land one of them boys out there. I need a direct flight out to
Okay.
the T-town,
Okay.
and that's how we get down.
Okay. All right.
Yes,
All right.
Jen, you a hater.
Yeah, I think they should add Vegas on there. I
When
think
they
they
go
should
west,
add Vegas. I
yes.
think they should add Texas.
You got to throw some Dallas in there.
Yeah. And
L.A. eventually.
Eventually, yeah.
And Vegas. Did you say
Yeah,
Vegas?
I said Vegas.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sure those places right there that are hot destinations will be, when they start going west, they will definitely be a part of that progress. Shout out to Avello and what's his last name, Steven?
I can't think of his name right now.
Shout out to this black man who was over there doing big things.
Yeah.
At Avello. Can I tell you something about another awesome black man I met?
Yeah.
Why you doing like that? So my oh, she's here. Okay, all right. Oh, Stephen Williams from Avello Airline. Now this is from Avello. Stephen Williams, yes. Shout out to him, man. Like I said, I'm always proud to see us, people that look like me, doing awesome things. And last week I went to the orthopedic doctor. Now, so I get there and my orthopedic doctor was a black man.
Oh, okay.
About 55, 56. Smooth, almost too damn smooth to be my doctor. I'm like, yo, listen, you got to take a little of that cool off of it. Because I need to know what you got going on, brother. But listen, Dr. Johnson out at my ortho. He related to, you know him? Wow. But he gave me some news that I didn't necessarily want, but he gave me an alternative. Yeah, he told me how the old left hip ain't no good. We gotta replace it.
Nah, for real?
No, real talk.
You got it from running?
Yeah, from running.
You got to get a
And
hip replacement, man?
yes, but what we're going to do first, I'm going to get these injections to see if it will subside my pain. He said for some people it works immediately.
Yeah.
And it's good, and you can get it once a year and you're fine. He says I'm really
Right.
young, so you want to try this first.
Right.
But if that doesn't make me better, then we definitely going to have to get that done. But it's an outpatient surgery, like an hour and a half. I'm back on my feet in like a week.
What kind of hip replacement is that?
It's technology. He
Oh,
said
you mean the shots you back on your feet?
No,
for a
no.
week?
The actual hip replacement, I'm back on my feet in like a week. Yeah. It's an outpatient surgery. And I know someone who got it. I thought he was lying too, but I guess he's not because the doctor told me the same thing. Because that was I can't run anymore, though.
Wow.
I'm not supposed to run anymore, so that's why I'm biking now, 20 miles.
Yeah. I knew that. Yeah,
I can walk.
That's going to catch up with you.
You should have told me that. You met me like 15 years ago. You never said nothing.
So it's my
Now,
fault.
now you got the answers. I knew it was going to catch up with you. Now, if I know something's going to hurt you down the line, and I see it right now,
Whatever,
you think I'm not
man.
going to tell you? Remember 10 years ago, I told you about that bad tooth? And you took care of it.
Now here you
Had
go.
you not taken care of that tooth, where would you be today?
Well, get off of me.
You're welcome.
No bad tooth. What's your Black History moment? You got a Black History moment?
Well, no, because I thought we were
Or
talking
was
to
it
the young
that?
lady.
Was it that orthopedic doctor you met?
Yeah, we're going to make that. That's it. The right here, right now was the marijuana.
Oh, okay.
I'm definitely interested in that. And the Black History Month was Dr. Johnson, my guy. So
Okay.
I'm gonna get my shot Friday. So we'll see how this works.
Yeah, let me know. Let me know how it goes. Let me know if
Jen,
it
you
works.
had a hip replacement? Oh, you used to work with him. Oh, I thought you said you had no elbows and he was trying to help you out. He said Jen was born without elbows, so she couldn't point.
So silly. We have a great show for you tonight, guys. We do have an interview that's going to be over the phone, a phone interview for a few minutes. Young lady that's doing some big things in regards to the prison reentry, and she's an activist. So she's going to be joining us in a few minutes. But tonight's show is actually going to be about, can you be friends with a male? I can't even talk tonight. Can women and men be friends and keep it as friends without someone catching feelings? Yes. So we're gonna
Let's talk about
play a little video for you after this interview, and we're gonna get right into our topic tonight because I think this is gonna be exciting. Can
Hey,
men
Tasha,
and
little
women
queen.
be friends
We
and
gonna
keep
find
it
out.
at that?
We gonna
Yeah,
find
without somebody catching feelings. So.
Mm.
I know you got a lot to say about that, Eli.
I got one or two things.
All right.
Plus 10. All right.
All right. So we have a young lady coming on the phone, Mrs. Adrienne Jones Austin. Welcome to the Rebirth.
All right, y'all. Hold on. She's coming. She's coming.
She's joining us from, is it DC?
Oh, awesome.
All right. So while we're waiting for that to happen, If you think that men and women cannot be friends, I want you to hit me in the chat or give us a call at 267-908-3166. Can men and women be friends without catching feelings? Is that possible?
We got some things to talk about.
Yeah.
I have one main point to add to that.
Depends on how they look. That's what you gonna say. I know that's what you're gonna say.
That's really the common denominator right there.
Depends on how they look. Yeah, absolutely.
Like two attractive people, but we're gonna get to that. We'll get to that.
I don't know. Well, we're gonna continue on till they figure out what's happening. But so,
do you want to hit that and then come back?
yeah.
to
Do you
Jen?
have the video up? Let's go to the video.
So we'll hit the topic first, y'all. Can men and women be friends without anyone catching feelings? So check this little video out right here we got for y'all. This is going to kick off the show. And then we promise to come back to you, Miss Adrienne Jones, Austin, prison reentry activist. Such an awesome thing she's doing, and we definitely want to hear what she has to say and support her journey.
Guys and girls cannot be best friends without, see, I'm going to finish this, without one of the two at least starting to have more feelings than just friends. If you say no way, then you could be on the other side of the relationship. You could be the other one that doesn't have feelings. But if there's some kind of chemistry, enough to make two best friends, then one of them is going to, at some point, it might take years, it might take minutes, is going to say, if that person ever asked me if there's more to it than just friends, I would say yes in a heartbeat, because I'm connected. My heart is connected with this person. But I might not ever admit it in the public because it would be embarrassing, or as many people say, it might ruin what we have, and I don't want to ruin this friendship, so I'm never going to say anything. But then it just exists like this. It just doesn't work. This has been proven over thousands of years. It just doesn't work. You can't be best friends with someone of the opposite sex.
What's going on? There's some difficulties going on. All right, so we're going to keep it moving. So what do you think about that video?
Can I have my mic back? Is it on? Okay. Wow. I think he said a lot. I think that is it possible? Yes. It is possible. But I think a lot of it I think a lot of it depends on chemistry goes a long way. And when two people are around each other all the time, there is some chemistry that just organically or by default, I think it develops. You and this person, you get along, you have great conversation, they know you, you know them. And when you're friends with somebody, you can be more transparent off the top than you can be when you're trying to date somebody. Like, I'll get to know, it's a possibility of getting to know somebody, like, truly who they really are when you're just friends. Because they don't have to, they're not trying to date you in that moment, so you get to see that real person. So I think those are some of the characteristics of a relationship that can push you into dating. Now, if one of you, just say if it's you and I don't find you attractive, then more than likely it's probably not going to work out.
So do you think that, because sometimes people, they might not be physically attractive, but it's something about their character, their personality that is attractive, right? And people will find themselves connected to someone that maybe on the physical, they wouldn't really check for them.
Right.
But they're drawn to their character, you know, and then in their personality. So
that is possible. And I think for most men, not all men, because we are so, we're visual. That can happen, what you said, but it will take a while for that to happen for that particular guy. For most men, I ain't gonna say all men, for most men, because we're visual. And if I don't find you physically attractive, knowing that you are a great person and a great friend, I'm okay with that part.
Right.
Now, can that also, depending on what I've dealt with other people and other so-called friends in my life or other so-called relationships, can that maybe push you and I closer because you're now showing me something that I've never experienced? Absolutely. All of those things can become attractive. I do believe that. Absolutely.
I don't know. I think it's situational.
It is situational.
Yeah.
But do you think more often than not, people end up hooking up at some point? You know what I mean? Like if you're with somebody like all the time and this is your homie and y'all are hanging out, y'all are going to bars together, y'all are going to the movies, stuff that friends do.
Right.
Going to cookouts, this your homie. But it happens to be a man or somebody of the opposite sex. Can that be sustained? That's tough, I think. Depending on the amount of time you're spending together. I think that plays a factor too.
And I also think too, it also depends on what your situation is.
Oh, absolutely.
At home.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that if there are needs that are being fulfilled in your current relationship, right? Or if you're single, that's a whole nother story. But if there's needs that are being fulfilled, like those certain needs are being fulfilled in your current relationship, then you might notice that you and this person is vibing the way that y'all vibing. However, there's not a thirst. I'll use the word thirst for it. There's not a thirst for it because it's already being fed, in your current relationship. Now, if your situation is not feeding you and you are friends with someone that is feeding you something that you're not getting at home,
right?
Like intellect is big, right? So connecting with someone that has a, strong intellect, that can be dangerous if you can't have those type of conversations with your partner.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's usually what gets people in trouble.
Isn't that how like work relationships start too?
Yeah, the work husband, the work wife, and all of that.
Yeah, but I say that right there is more a play. But because the person that people like, you always hang out with somebody, that's normally not the person you end up messing around with. It's the dude down in the mail room. or the chick in the cafeteria that's working down there. No, but I'm saying, but like, cause listen, every job I worked at, I got a work wife. I have people who literally make sure I'm on point and where I need to be. And there's no funny business. It's just that we all look out for each other, and they look out for me a little bit more because I'm normally the only dude, so they want to make sure they give you he's a man.
Spoiled. You spoiled. That's what
perhaps.
it is.
Perhaps, or but people always just look out for me. So I may have several work wives that do several different things for me. but nothing inappropriate is what I'm saying. I know it sounded weird, right? It sounded weird.
You got polyamorous
but
work wife.
Right, we in the life, baby.
Let me find out.
But people that'll keep me straight as far as the meetings, people that'll keep me straight as far as like maybe reports to do, like things like that. Hey, don't forget you got to do this. Don't forget, because I might forget. You know what I mean? So just people that look out for you.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it's gonna be inappropriate. However, it's that one-to-one time that'll get you. Going to lunch.
You got to know. Yeah, you got to put. Yeah. See, now let's talk about that though.
Well, hold on. Let's read what Corey said. If the female wants it, then men may have an issue. If it's the man that wants it, he might have a harder time. So true. I absolutely agree. If the more than likely, especially if the woman is attractive, if that man is attracted to that woman and she wants it, it takes a hell of a disciplined dude to be able to walk away from that.
Okay.
I like my female friends ugly, so we can kind of avoid most of the drama. I like them subpar.
You so silly.
Subpar physically. No, I'm just
You like
joking.
them ugly.
He cuss out a lot of nonsense. I'm like, yeah, nah, you ain't got to worry about that, player.
So, do you think that? Okay, so let me ask you a question.
Shut it up, Jen.
How would you feel if, so let's say you're the husband, you're the wife, and your partner, you know, they have a close relationship. Like, are you okay with your spouse having a male as a friend, as a close friend?
I think I would. She doesn't, to my knowledge, but I think I would be. I just think that this is me. You can't stop an adult from doing nothing they plan on doing. So for me to sit around and worry about that, I can't. That's too much energy. I got like 1 million things in my day to do, and I'm not adding 1.1 million or 1 million and one things. So but I haven't been in that situation. But I've been around her and her ex-husband, and we all vibed out. Like, I felt no way. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I just think I'm not at this age. I'm not jealous. Like, I'm just like, if somebody gonna do what they gonna do it.
What about when you were younger?
When I was younger,
And not just with your wife. I mean, anybody.
like
that you may
my
have
little
been
joints
with.
back in the day.
God.
I may have had. I probably had more of an issue, but I've always had women who were way more mature than me, so they didn't entertain certain things. So I guess I've never had that kind of stress put on me, like from an actual girlfriend. I have chicks I mess with, and I'm like, listen, you can't be messing with nobody else. It's just me. And then they do a little something, then I have an issue with it. Back when I was, a youngster, but that was all ego talking. Right now, I think I can handle it. I will have to meet him and get to know him. Like, you're not coming over here watching the game with us and then like, we ain't doing all that, bro. Like, you got a house. Go to your man cave. And my woman ain't gonna be over at your man cave watching the game.
So is it the person's responsibility to make you feel would you think it would be her responsibility to make you feel comfortable around her male friend, and it's your responsibility to make her feel comfortable around your female friends?
I think that has to come from within. She can't make me feel better or worse about another person. I have to judge that and figure that for myself. But I would like to say, just say if I was bringing her around you, I know that you are respectful and you're gonna and more than likely, this is how you do it. If me and you and my lady were all together, I know that you're gonna give. It's not gonna be you just like in my face talking to me.
Right.
It's gonna be equal.
Right.
That's when it gets weird. Like if I'm at your house and I'm just talking to you and that pen, not talking to Shannon at all. That's a little weird.
Right.
Like this is my man. Like you can't be over here like that.
Yeah.
That's when it gets weird. I think you gotta know how to. You have to know how to be appropriate, even if you're not trying to be inappropriate.
Yeah.
You know
I
what
agree.
I mean?
I agree because I've actually seen that where it's just like
Laser focus.
all that, yeah, and it was just obvious. It was just obvious, like really, just obvious. So, so he says that he also said in a video that it can be for years that the person may not say anything, but if they get that opportunity to say, "Hey, I'm feeling you," like they would, Now, I do think that part happens. I do think that maybe people don't always act on it, but there's something about maybe that friendship or that relationship that may be a little bit more special than, a friend that you have with Joe Schmo.
Right.
Right. So I do think that is definitely
it's something that has drawn you to that person to remain their friend.
Right.
And when people have those qualities, because ultimately in your relationship, you want your mate to be your best friend. I don't believe that that's actually possible, me personally. I just don't think.
So we talked about that.
Yes.
Right? We did. We talked about that a couple times. We talked about that in the She Shed. And we also talked about it at one of the Rebirth Lives. And then the thing was, I think we kind of agreed that your mate can't be everything. Like, your mate should be your mate.
Right.
Not your best friend, not your therapist, not your, all of these things, right? But I do think that some people do feel like their mate has to be all of that. And that's a lot of pressure.
It is a lot of pressure. And that's unfair.
Yeah.
Because everything you've lacked in your over your lifespan, it should not become that person's responsibility to be those things. And that's what chokes a lot of relationships out. It squeezes the life out of them.
Absolutely.
And I think it's very important. This is a sidebar, but I think it's very important to have your own thing going on. If you don't want, listen, that would choke the life out of a relationship too.
Yeah, it's very important. And I'm not even going to front. What's up, Stefancia? I'm not even going to front. I think for me, in the beginning, I got married at 25. I was young when I got married, my first marriage, and God, that sounds crazy. My first marriage. I got married at 25, and I was married for 16 years.
It's like she just heard herself say that for the first
I
time.
did, yeah, because this is like my first marriage. But like I went in with a mindset of, as long as I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing as a wife, just making sure I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing as a wife, whatever that is. And I didn't have, remember Jules would be like, come on, we going on the girls trip. And I was like, no, I'm not going. I had, she would always try to get me to go away and stuff like that. And I just didn't believe that was something that I should be doing as a married woman. Not that.
Is that something you saw growing up? Like, did your aunts do things with their friends?
You know what? See, here's the thing. My aunt was never married. My mom was never married. So I don't know where that really came from. My grandmother got married. She was married later, actually, in her years. Her and my grandpa got married. They was together all these years, and then they finally got married.
Hold on, let's unpack that.
Yeah, no, we ain't unpacked that. My grandmother, rest in peace.
Okay,
But my grandmother was always. She was the how food was on the table every day. There was a meal. Sunday, she was that person, and I think I picked up those traits of what that's supposed to look like in the household. How she took care of her children, her sons. The girls were out the house, but the boys were still home. I kind of see that a little bit with my own sons. I still do a lot of stuff for my sons, even though at the age that they are, and I try to pull back. But I think that I kind of developed what that was supposed to look like, and also whatever during that time what my religious beliefs was growing up, and you kind of put that what society says, and then kind of put that in a mixture, and this is what it's supposed to look like.
And you came out with that attitude about girl trips.
I was just like, I'm not doing that, because think about when I was married, I was in the industry, the music industry at the time, so I came out of the music industry, so I would avoid getting caught up in some craziness because I had a family now, and that's what I wanted to focus on, right? So I think those were my own standards that I placed for myself. He never put that in place for me. He would always say, you need to go out. Won't you hang out? Whatever. And that I just enjoyed being home. Now, with that being said, he was a clubber. He liked the club. Him, Carl Stan, they club.
Fellas.
Yeah, the fellas. Yeah. They had a good time, right? So that was a little bit hard for me because I felt like I was left out, or I felt left behind, or whatever the case may be. But now I don't have that type of mindset.
Right.
I think it's important that I have my own thing. It's important that my now fiance, he has his own thing, and then we do things together, and that's fine. So I don't have a problem going away. Like, I'm ready to leave to go to Aruba next week. I'll be going, and I'm looking forward to that time for myself. It's not a girls trip. I'm actually going over there for work, but it's still going to be time for myself. Right. So I do think it's important for you, for you to have your own individual life.
Absolutely.
And then you have that. As long as you're not being disrespectful and dishonoring the person, I don't see a problem with it. What you was going to say? You was going to say something smart.
I was not. I was. But at some point before you got a divorce, did you start to hang out a little bit, right? How was that for?
Not really.
No happy hours.
Every now and again, I would do happy hours.
Was he cool with that? Because he was
yeah,
so
he
used
was
to you
fine
always
with
being
that.
at home.
Yeah.
Because, you can tell somebody you should do A, B, C, and D, but then when they start doing it, it's kind of like, oh, shit, like,
Yeah.
she really out there.
Because I again, I will call, hey, I'll be there. I'm running behind. I'm called. So he knew. And I do that now,
Right.
if I'm running behind or, hey, because today because
It's crazy.
you might not make it home today. The world is just crazy,
Yeah.
So no, that's one thing I can say. My husband back then, he did not have those restrictions on me. He actually encouraged me to kind of get out the house and do something. Now, what I have learned about myself is I am a homebody. I like being home.
Yeah.
I enjoy being home. I really do. Like, give me a blanket, put a nice movie on. I'm good. A glass of wine, I'm good. I enjoy that, Every now and again, yes, I do need to get out. I need to step away and, have a good time. But I like being home.
And for the record, I know me, Jen, and Tosh are still waiting on the Rebirth happy hour thing.
Whatever.
Happy hour thing that never actually happened.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll do it.
Bring that back.
The Oasis is getting done, so we might have it back there. Yeah, we'll do it.
Just want to put that back in the
It's
atmosphere.
coming. Jen probably texted you that.
She did not, but I could see it in her eyes. She wanted me to say it.
You felt it in her spirit.
So
Yeah.
so back to our topic. Have you witnessed people that were just friends and they crossed that line? Do those relationships are
Absolutely.
they sustainable?
I've had that experience.
So okay, since you were saying it, I'm gonna say that wasn't sustainable. What do you think led to like the demise? Because you're friends.
Because I'm just
You know
cold.
everything.
I'm like cold.
Oh boy.
What's not to like about me? I'm a cool person. I'm being honest. I'm down to earth. I'm cool. Some people don't think that. Like, I've had people say, "Yo, I didn't realize how cool you were," because they may have been afraid to approach me. But once they came and start talking, they realized, like, I'm cool. I'm down to earth. Right. So sometimes women carry themselves in a way where they're just, and they're, what I'm saying? Like, so the guy's looking, shut up, you know what I'm talking about. The guy might be looking at him like, man, she bad, but I'm pretty sure she probably stuck up or bougie or whatever the case may be.
Do
and
you
that's
think
not
from across
me.
the room you appear to be stuck up? If somebody don't know you.
Someone said that to me before.
That you seem stuck up?
They didn't say stuck up. What they said was they were afraid to approach me because how I carried myself. So whatever that meant, they was just like. But once we started talking, it was just like, yeah, you mad cool, you down to earth.
Okay.
So I don't know what they were expecting.
Right.
Like, oh, no, get out my face or whatever. But I'm very. You used to say you just too damn friendly. You would always say that to me.
You were pretty friendly.
You're too friendly, So yeah.
Crackheads. Anybody could get some conversation. I used to be like, yo, he's high.
I know who you're talking about.
Boosters.
I know who you're talking about.
It didn't matter. She made friends with anybody. and would allow them into her space. So
What?
no, not into like your home, but
Wait.
into your space. Like you were entertained.
Yes, high maintenance. Thank you, Jen. High maintenance.
You were entertained. These people were shenanigans. I used to be like, what is she doing? She's gonna get robbed. She just be over there just grinning and skinning, and they got a knife to her hip. She don't even realize what's going on.
But I think that's when people do take it the wrong way. Just like you said, like because it feels comfortable.
Right.
Then that's when the line kind of gets crossed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
I also think too, the old you was afraid to check folks.
right.
I used to try to
right.
encourage you to check. You gotta check.
Yeah.
That. And
Yeah.
she'll be like, no,
I didn't see it. So you saw more things that I did as a man. You would see more things than I did. Like you'd be like, "Yo,
that's
like,
inappropriate."
That's inappropriate." And I'm like, "Well, what do you like?" All he did was say, "Well, But yeah. So I think I'm better at doing that now.
Will you
setting
check a person-
boundaries.
Will you check a brother now if he get out of pocket?
Yeah, I will.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I will. Absolutely.
I don't know that.
I've had.
I don't know that Shea. I like to see
yeah.
that Shea.
Yeah, I've checked people.
What does that look
I'm not
like?
disrespectful. I'm not nasty or
What
whatever.
does that look like? Is the N-word involved? in this
No.
checking?
Now, if they became aggressive or something like that, then yeah. But nah, if it's like, you know, yeah, I'm like, well, you know, I appreciate that, but I'm sorry, I'm not in that space, or that's whatever. Yeah,
That's a nice approach. Cause you know, I'm gonna tell you what Scylla did one time. We had rented a car from Enterprise, and the dude was up there. I was home. The dude was being smart with her, right? Little ignorant little dude. So she calls me telling me what's going on. So I'm like, I gotta go up here and really act a fool, and, you know, just for my manhood. Shea, I went up there, I clowned so bad. This girl to call the police.
Are
on
you
me.
serious?
I was
Oh
loud.
my
I
gosh.
had to look, but I had to. She put me in a bad, like how you say, you know, I'm more laid back. She put me in a bad spot where I had to go up there and act a fool. And the dude was like, I was like, where's Chuck? Where's Chuck? And I was, them motherfuckers in here talking crazy about women. I don't need them out here right now.
Oh my
So
god.
then the dude that I was there was like, Mr. Isabel, let me just talk to you outside. So look, you know, I knocked some pamphlets over and everything on the way out the door.
Are you serious?
I want to see Chuck. You talking about women like that?
Oh my gosh.
Listen.
How big or small was Chuck?
I never actually saw him. He never came out the back. I don't know. It didn't matter that day, Shea. I was going to have to, you coming there doing all that, you got to be prepared
What
to
you
get
do? What you do when you knock the plants over? What you do?
shit out of this counter. Mr. Rebel, can you please come outside? I knocked ink pens and everything over there.
Oh my
There
god.
was pamphlets and pens flying all over the room, Shea. I stormed out like a white person. I did the white person storm out. But I got my point across because we got like 3 days of free rental.
Yeah,
So what happened
I
when
wish.
you act up,
Oh
baby?
man, if Chuck would have came out, he was about 300 some pounds.
I would have had to rush him, Shea, just on GP. My lady didn't call me up there. He being disrespectful.
He would have had you like this by your head.
You know what I did? I just waited till he got off because they closed at 5, and I'd come from around that building and bust me back his
Oh
head.
my
So
goodness,
that's how we would have had to do it.
that's
But
hilarious.
yeah.
That's
So
hilarious.
Jen, if you don't want to make a ruckus, if you do this part right here, they know you're serious. Just knock stuff over backwards and walk out. Are you ready?
They think they're crazy. They would think they're crazy. So if you have any comments about this, give us a call or hit us in the chat. What do you think about, can men and women truly be friends? And do you think it's okay? Let's say if you are friends with someone, do you think it's okay to let that person know how you feel about them? And what would be because that's another question. Like, what would be what is it? What am I
What are the
expecting?
ramifications of you doing it? I think that would be hard for me to just put it out there without knowing definitely that I'm gonna get that back.
So what if it's just like, listen, I just want to let you know this is how I'm feeling. You know, I don't expect anything from you, but this is just kind of where I am, and I need to. I'm gonna do the work and make sure I get to a place where it doesn't interrupt our friendship. How would you feel about that?
But how does it not? Because now you're gonna be like, oh snap, like it's gonna affect the friendship because now you're looking at him like, oh, why do you like me? We're friends. It's gonna make it weird for you if you're not remotely interested in him that way. That's why, like, if we're really good friends, I would try my best not to tell you that because I know it's gonna change our friendship, especially if you're not reciprocating that. If you don't feel the same way, it's gonna change our friendship. If someone's gonna pull away, more than likely you or the person. You know, it's not gonna be the same. It's gonna change it. So I guess it depends. If you value getting out your feelings more so than the friendship, because and if you're not sure that person's gonna feel the same way, I'm gonna say if you value the friendship, don't do it because it definitely could change it. I personally probably wouldn't put myself out there like that.
So what if the situation changed? So I'm thinking the only reason why a person wouldn't do that is if the person is already involved. But let's say if that situation is that
We're both single and they say that. Well, if I'm feeling you, then yeah, of course. But if I'm not, I would have to know definitively that you are feeling me before I do that.
Is that why? Because your ego?
Partly ego. I'm still a man. And partly now the next time I see you, you looking at me like, yo, you really tried to holler at me. Like, you know, I don't know. You're just not going.
You gonna write a note?
You're not putting me out there like that.
Do you like me? Yes or no?
Or maybe.
Or maybe.
Hey, Pate, how you doing, baby? Yeah, I don't know. It would just be hard for me to. Jim would have to say, yo, Shea feeling you. And if I'm feeling Shea, I don't know where that voice came from. But if I'm feeling, I turn the Wolfman Jack out.
That was the voice you had when you was approaching Chuck.
Yo, where Chuck at? Smoke we at. All that shit out of here. Get all that out of here. But yeah, so would you do it and not be sure? Like if you wanted to get those feelings out, you just felt like you had to get those feelings out to a man that was your homie, but you weren't sure if he felt you that way. Would you do that?
That's a good question.
That's hard. Maybe.
I don't know. I think, what was that?
I'm leading Jen coming.
Oh.
So stupid.
I think I think so. This is when I would do it. I would do it if I felt like those feelings were getting too strong for me, and I may need to pull back from the relationship altogether. So with that being said, I would give that person a reason as to why I need to pull back. Like,
and that's such a loss of, because good friends are hard to find.
mm-hmm.
That would be part of my hesitancy too. That's tough. That's tough. Corey said, now, would the friends want a relationship or just explore the physical chemistry or curiosity? That's a good question too. Because sometimes your friend, your homegirl might just be bad and you just want to, she built the way you like it and you just want to go there. But that's going to eventually ruin it too. Because people are going to catch feelings.
That would definitely ruin it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely
that would be
think.
hard.
Yeah. But no, I do think that it depends on that, Corey. Physical chemistry, curiosity, explore. But I kind of feel too that if you have an emotional connection with someone, because usually your friends, people that you're good friends with, you have a emotional connection with them. So I think that, you already know what it's like to be intimate with them emotionally. So now it's just the physical piece of what that would look like and feel like, right? So,
And what if that part's a disappointment? Can you look at your homie the same? Like, what if?
Or that might be like, yeah, we good. We friends. We could be friends because there's nothing else. There's nothing else there.
I don't think you can come back from that, Shea, and be homies.
I don't know.
Like, if I know that you smell like fish, we can't come back from that. Because I'm looking at you like,
You be
like
coming up
sis.
with the craziest things.
I'm saying, being intimate, you learn things that you didn't know.
Right.
And if you know that I'm not holding, and you're like, yo, the homie ain't working with nothing. How do we go on from there?
You make it into a joke. You make it to a joke. You just joke about it. I know people that have been friends. Don't shake your head. I know people that have been friends that have hooked up, and it was nothing there. It was like, yo, they've actually said it felt like being with my sister.
Ew, that's worse.
Right? So, and to this day, they joke about it. It's like,
they hooked up.
remember
that one
when
time.
I da-da-da, and they joke about it, and that's, yeah. Like, that was the dumbest decision we ever made, right? So, it's people that do this. I can't pronounce her name.
So let's call her Pate.
Pate says, I will let him know and leave the decision to him. Okay, Pate.
Yeah,
Okay.
and that's like me now knowing that you like me and I might not like you back. So now I'm like, man, that's my girl. I hate to.
So what you gonna feel back? You gonna give me some pity now? Some love pity?
I wouldn't want to do that because I wouldn't just want to do you like, because I love you as my friend. So I wouldn't want to do nothing that's going to hurt your feelings. So that would just make it weird. I'd probably be a dip out on you for a little bit till I think it then died down, at least in my head. Because I love you. I don't want to hurt you because you're my friend.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for chiming in on the conversation. We have our caller that we're going to give a few minutes to. We probably would ask her to come into the studio so we can actually have more information as to what she's doing. But welcome to the Rebirth, Miss Austin. Are you here?
Yes, I am.
All
And thank you.
right. Hello. Thank you for joining us.
Good evening. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So, Miss
Glad to be here.
Miss Austin, we got a chance to read everything that you're doing. Great work, definitely for the cause. So, can you? I would love to have you in the studio because it's like very complex. It's a lot of information, a lot to unpack with what you're doing. Yeah, absolutely. So, I definitely would love to have a full interview with you, but. Could you just kind of give our listeners a little bit about what your work is and, you know, what you're trying to do so we could bring some awareness there?
Sure. My name is Adrienne Jones Austin, and I'm the daughter of a test subject of the Holmesburg prison experiment back in they started in the 1950s and stopped in the early 70s. My father was Leotis Jones. He's a very popular advocate in Philadelphia for decades. He was incarcerated at Holmesburg prison for receiving stolen property charge. Anyway, while he was in prison, he participated in an experiment that was done by Dr. Albert Kligman, who was employed by the University of Penn and financed by over 33 pharmaceutical companies. And what would happen was when someone wanted to test a new product to see how it worked, they found out that this doctor had began experimenting on the inmates themselves. So they jumped on in, and it became like the Kmart of experimentation. Whenever somebody wanted something tested, they went on. They contacted the doctor at Holmesburg Prison, and that's how they got their testing done. It's a lot of companies that we're very familiar with, and I'll throw those names out there when we go deeper into another interview. But I just want to give you an orientation of what it is I do. But when my father found out what was happening and what was being used on the test subject, he started advocating and speaking out to different people, letting them know that something was wrong with these experiments, because these guys was in this prison wigging out. They was actually tripping, walking into walls, and I'm going to make sure you listen to his videos, because he has numerous videos on the subject. Alan Hornblum wrote a book about the Holmesburg prison experiment. The name of his book is Acres of Skin. He gives a very detailed accounting of what happened, who were the major players. He has the testimonies of the trial. My father was invited to Capitol Hill to testify to the Kennedy Senate as to why he thought these experiments were unethical. As a result of that, and public outcries from family members of test subjects and other community people, the experiments were stopped. My father advocated for decades for apologies for what was done to them, because there were some major players, some major companies. They wanted apologies, they wanted compensation, and they wanted medical treatment, because the people, like I said, were let out and they were damaged. They didn't know that right away, but things started showing up. Like, for example, my father's repercussions were scars from the back of the neck of his neck down to the, his back of his side, like where your knee starts. His skin was marred. And the ending results were permanent scars that looked like a leopard's coat. But when he first had it, it was like pus particles all around his back, before it cleared up to that permanent scar. It's women. Women were part of these tests. This guy, the doctor, he didn't stop at the prisons. He also experimented on children who were in mental institutions. They were subject to his experimentation. Senior citizens in nursing homes were subject to his experiments. None of these people had a voice. Some of them couldn't even communicate what they wanted and what they felt. He took advantage of people in dark places, and he made a lot of money. As a matter of fact, he's the inventor of the popular skincare product, Red Mess. Right now, and I'm skimming through it, I'm not doing the story no justice, but if we want to pull back our sleeves and get into this, we can bring the expert Alan Hornblum, the one who wrote the book. He was a literacy counselor at the prison at the time when he noticed the experiment. So he went on to college. He became a professor. He's a criminal justice major, political strategist. We've done a lot of work over the past few years because he gave me a better understanding of why my father fought so hard and for so long. My father passed away and I picked up the torch. What prompted me, why I picked the torch up, because I was contacted by quite a few organizations that was doing a study on this doctor, Albert Higbee, after Black Lives Matter came into play, and he was studying, injustices on blacks. Well, this story came up. And it was a professor that contacted me and said, hey, I'm doing a story on Dr. Albert Clinton, but every time I pull his name up on Google, there's your father's name. My father's name was there with this doctor because my dad went toe-to-toe with this doctor. He was like, hey, man, you messed us up. Something has to be done. We want some apologies. Well, they laughed it off, brushed it off, Eventually, my father started aging, and he passed away 5 years ago.
Okay.
But I picked up the torch. And I started advocating. I think a year later, Penn apologized. Then the city of Philadelphia apologized for the part they played in the experiment. The council members apologized. The College of Physicians apologized. As a matter of fact, that we're collaborating a project together. I'm talking about the College of Physicians. And what we want to do is try to bring some type of healing event to talk about ways to heal from trauma.
Right.
And bring the community in and some community leaders so that we can begin the healing process. Because not only were the test subjects harmed, my family was destroyed. Yeah. And I say this because when my father came home after these experiments, it wasn't just physical scores. His mental was different.
Right.
He was chemically damaged.
Right.
He wreaked havoc in our house. It destroyed our family. My mom had to get out of there. She couldn't go through that.
Yeah.
So I was around 9 when that happened, when they separated, and that devastated me.
Right.
I saw some crazy stuff at home, and it scarred me. And it made me so sick that I was diagnosed as being emotionally disturbed in my preteen.
Okay.
So my life started a downward spiral. I ended up going into a girls' group home. I started going away from home. And now, trauma.
Right. Yeah, trauma.
It affected me. Eventually, I started getting in legal trouble. I went to jail. Then I went to prison. I'm a recidivist.
Okay.
So my story's deep.
Yeah. I definitely would love for you to so we can really dive into it, to really come in. And are you in this area anytime soon?
I'm coming to Philadelphia, as a matter of fact, to speak at St. Joseph's University on the topic. And we have a panel. It's a whole panel of us going to be up there talking about it. And this is what I do. I go up into different universities and tell the story.
Right.
So I can get some materials together and send it to you so that you can get a little more orientation on what's going on, get you connected with Alan Hornblum, so that when we come together, I would like to come to the studio.
Yeah.
I don't know how you want to do it.
Absolutely. That would be great.
And this story is so huge. Every time I turn around, I see something different.
Right.
I'm still finding footage of videos that my father did with different organizations. It started back then and bringing up to date with me, and it's just a lot.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
I don't know if y'all, any one of y'all follows the story, but I've done several podcast interviews.
Yeah, I was looking at it.
Multiple. I sent you a page of some of my op-ed pieces that were in some newspapers. So the story is not only in Philadelphia; it's reached a national level now.
That's good.
China wants to interview me. It's a podcast being produced on the story by Bloomberg.
Okay.
So it's China, Paris. France reached out to me. So the story is gaining more recognition. The apology started that.
Right. Well, we would definitely, when you reach out to my assistant, Jen, and she can get you scheduled, we would love to have you in the studio so we can support. We can support the cause. Yes. And thank you for bringing this awareness. Thank you for doing the work.
Yes, and also let me add this. Since I started campaigning, I've met other test subjects. They're like in their 70s and 80s. But they're so excited that somebody was interested in helping, even looking at them and contacting them. So I'm in communication with them and their families as well.
Okay.
I started a nonprofit 501c3 so that when we get support, we're ready.
Okay.
Oh gosh, y'all.
Yes.
Guys, I'm telling y'all, this is a big story.
Yes, I believe it. I believe it, and
I'm giving you as much as I can right now. I'm trying to squeeze a little bit, but
yeah. It's all good, and that's why I said it. We would love to have you here so we can really just dive deep into this, and again support the cause and. Just get the word out there is the best way we can. And we would definitely be following this story. Thank you so much for reaching out. Thank you for sharing this with us. And again, I'm going to give you back to Jen, and she can schedule you whenever that time is. Then you're in the area. We're here every Monday night. So we would love to have you on, Miss Austin. Okay?
Oh, thank you so much for your interest.
You're welcome.
I'll be seeing you guys soon.
Absolutely.
Okay.
You have a great evening. God bless you.
You too. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. That was Mrs. Adrienne Austin. She is definitely out here fighting for, some of the things that has taken place. So we're going to have more of her later on. Somewhere probably the next month or two, we can probably get her on and she can sit down with us and tell her story, because it's a lot to unpack. But again, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. We are here every Monday night at 7 p.m. We appreciate you. We appreciate your support. We appreciate your feedback. And hey, if there is something that you would like to talk about, shoot us an email, DM us. Do something. Let us know what it is that you would like to talk about that you may not have heard yet. We would love to address it. Coming up for the month of May, we have some guests that's going to be coming on the show. It is Mother's Day month. Mother's Day month. And we will be celebrating. And then also for the month of June, we will be celebrating all the fathers. We will have, every Monday, we will have some type of...
The fellas.
Yeah.
Will be in the building.
The fellas will be in the building. So we will definitely be honoring. That's the word I was looking for. We were going to be honoring all the men for Father's Day for the month of June, as we did that last month. So we are very excited. And if you have an interest on being on the show, give us a call, reach out, shoot us an email. We would love to have you, come kick it with us, sit back and talk and see what's going on in your world. So again, thank you for joining us. Eli, you got anything else going on?
No, man. It's just I pray that y'all have a great week, and we'll be here next Monday.
Next Monday, our guest is Mrs. Janelle Foster. She is actually a lawyer for the state of Pennsylvania, and she is going to be coming on talking about her new book that she wrote. So we look forward to having her on. All right, guys, I will see you next Monday. Have a blessed night.
We've got something to share. We're really proud of our product and are excited to make it available on our website. Check it out now.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This your boy T-Lo. Yo, what's Gucci? This your man Tweet.
What up, y'all? DJ Kid Fresh.
What's up? This your boy RL.
And we're next.
And you're rocking with The Rebirth every Monday at 7 p.m. You know you're sexy too. I like your attitude. I ain't even mad at you. But you know that's enough. No, you know what? Tune in at 7. See you Monday. Peace.